Welcome to our live Facebook tonight for another very interesting topic, might I say. So meanwhile, do appreciate you can give me a thumbs up and also share this video in your timeline, and also be aware we are doing the November 11/11 sales promotion, which will end tomorrow. Now, if you have not gotten a copy of our Trade VSA Pro package, including the Trade VSA 360, it's about time you want to take a look at that now. Alright, because I'll be showing you tonight some of the great benefit using the Trade VSA Pro package in there, and I do hope many of you will continue to support us as we continue to ensure that you get a lot of good benefits from our Trade VSA Pro package, and that's always what we wanted to do here. Alright, so thank you for coming, and do share this video in your timeline, and we will get started very soon. So I'll just do a few more sharing in here, and we are off set to go. All right, so thank you for coming tonight, and I did hope you all came in last Sunday also to watch my fellow colleague, senior coach Fu, where he talks about his favorite trade patterns and many of the sectors using Trade VSA 360, which we are promoting, and right now we have this special 11/11 sales promotion. You have not got hold of it yet, do give it a take, because I do see some of our regular members, so I would assume for those of you who is coming tonight, many of you are our members in here, so I'll be doing as if these members have access to the VSA 360. Then you can see some of the great benefits that you can look at, and how we can show you that. All right, meanwhile, do share this in your timeline. All right, do share this in your timeline, and I will also do that on my side too. All right, so thank you for coming in here. So lots of, now those of you who are already in cryptocurrency, just type C. Okay, if you're already in cryptocurrency, please type C. If you're not in cryptocurrency, hopefully tonight I will convince that using some of the tools that we talk about in here will enable you to get into cryptocurrency, not in a big way, perhaps in a small way, and also break it down for you what's happening on the cryptocurrency world and why likelihood this market is going to go up and not. Now, of course, in our regular breakfast show, I have also given some hint about where the market is going and use those in perspective, and you really need to pivot to the right market sector, and if you've done that, so then you would have many chance of very successful in here. All right, so let's go down to let's get a few more of this sharing in here, and thank you for sharing, and thank you for coming tonight here, and definitely going forward, this is something I will be doing in a more regular basis in here, and all right, we can get started. Okay, all right, great. That's how we get started. Welcome everybody, welcome to the live FB for our tonight very special talk, right? Many of you may have known on is definitely what are the sectors and share that we're doing, continuing from where we left off last Wednesday night. Now, if you've been with me last Wednesday night, we will also review some of those stocks and really touch on using VSA 360 to look at those stocks where they are likely to be supported and resistant, and how it can help you to build your portfolio on for 2022. Now, of course, this coming Monday night, that's right, our big event, which is our wealth building roadmap, November 15 and 16. Now, if you have not registered, you can still do so. Take advantage of our November 11/11 sales in here, and that's where I'm going to share with you some of the things that we have in here, but we're going to go into more depth on this coming Monday special event on the Zoom session in there for the pay up customers. Of course, those of you who have signed up for our wealth building roadmap a couple of weeks ago using the early bird fees, you'll probably be enjoying some of this in here. I'm probably going to share with you a roadmap how you can use this for the next 5 years, 10 years and 20 years, how it have enriched myself and my family, and how it can help you to build wealth in the coming month. Now, if you are interested in building wealth, just type in wealth in there, all right? And I do hope that some of the ideas that I have video will help you, how he have helped me to build my multi-million-dollar portfolio for my client and for myself in here, and how you can do the same thing too. In many ways, in our masterclass too, we've been talking about how you can build your million-dollar portfolio, your first million-dollar portfolio from a very small amount if you just follow this very simple instruction. All you got to do is get the admission ticket. That's right, the admission ticket. That's the one's going to be telling you a lot more. And of course, in our normal breakfast show, I will share with some of the findings involved. But the admission is on this wealth building roadmap, definitely for that. Okay, so welcome again to our strong finishing talk for tonight. Definitely we'll be talking a lot about preparing for the year-end rally and what kind of sectors we're looking at. Of course, recently with the strong boom that we are seeing in the cryptocurrency. Not to forget, also this coming Wednesday we will be giving out the cryptocurrency introduction to you, how you can use cryptocurrency to your advantage and how you can get in some of the trades, and also break it down for you. One of the trades I've just gone in on Monday, which is about, I think it was on Monday or Wednesday, right? The trade that I did, for our members, that's right, for our members private session on Monday at 3 p.m. I think many of you saw that trade. We'll probably break it down for you how we did. Some of you may got interested in cryptocurrency. That is great, okay? And this is definitely one way we want to see going into that, right? Let's take a look and move on. Of course, for those of you who don't know, this video is also archived in our YouTube channel. If you have not seen it yet, just go over to YouTube and to able to follow all our archive, all the sectors we talk about in here. You could see these are from the previous archive and they're very, very popular in there. And don't forget to download a copy of SMARTRobie if you have not done so from our Google Play Store and have that big exposure to the US market in here, right? The US market currently reaching new high, which I've been talking about, and it has been right using the Pentagon guide for entry and exit, the only one that you can get in here. And of course, tonight our discussion for topic tonight is talk about sectors which is likely to get a boost and also a rally. What are some of the shares that have good combo and setup, means combining both fundamental and also VSA? So we'll be looking at that. Of course, I would like to hear your feedback to any of those person of you who have some shares you wanted me to look at. We'll definitely do that though on the member stock and sector review, because many of you just got hold of the VSA 360 for the first time, which we did debut on the 6th of November. That's the one you see on this right hand side in here. Very, very powerful, as many of our members are saying that, and we continue to upgrade our products for the benefit of you with no additional cost. All right, no additional cost, where you can make triple or even double more of that time. Remember, our trade VSA are ensuring that you become smarter. Just not only look at one particular stock, and I do hope you're not looking at rubber glove again. No more rubber glove. Okay, we want to move out from rubber glove. If you have it, cut loss and just move on. And we also will touch on the budget 22 sector uplift review that we did last week. Where are those stocks right now? And of course, which one of the highlight tonight is the cryptocurrency outlook and also an update on our Pentagon guide thing. Of course, then later on, if we have time, we will definitely look at some of the member stocks and stock review and public shares. Okay, now for start, let's start to do a quick survey in here. All right, so we're going to do a quick survey. Let's take a 2-minute survey in here, and I will send this to you. So I want you to tell me what you think the sector is going to be in there, and let me know. So fill up that survey, okay, and I'm going to give you the code here so you can use that. Okay, and make sure you fill up that survey. We have 2 minutes to do that. Okay, fill up survey. Okay, so fill up this survey. We'll take 2 minutes from right now in here, and we're gonna do that. All right, because this survey will tell us what likelihood that the public is thinking and what I think it's likely to do. All right, let's fill up this survey. I will turn on the timer, the 2 minutes timer for this purpose. Yep, that's right. Let's set up a 2 minute. Okay, let's start. Okay, now I'm just going to put the QR code here. Okay, the timer has started. Let me try to string this again. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, please fill this up. Okay, and on your right hand side, if you have difficulty filling up, let me know, because I did try it up. Fill up that survey. Thank you very much. Yes, that's right. Fill up this survey. And for those of you who have finished, all right, just wait for it, 1 minute and 22, because I want to get the result, what many of you are thinking, and probably share this along the way. So do fill this up. We got another 1 more minute. And if you have any very pending question that you really want to ask, please pencil down in there. All right, just fill up this survey. 1 more minute. Okay, I need your cooperation. After all, this is a lot of what I'm doing here are public service. So I do hope that you can feedback to me and we are able to do a much better job for you guys. Okay, please do that. And filling the results. Okay, I have only a couple of responses. Please, more responses. Thank you very much. Okay, let more. Okay, 7 more seconds. Do you need more time? All right. Okay, do fill it up. Really appreciate for that one. Okay. That's right. Okay, so we have got, now for those of you who came in a bit late, do fill up this survey in here, and it will definitely help us to improve how our services to you in here. All right, we will look at the results when we come to the end of the segment in here. Definitely very, very interesting results that we are getting in here, and definitely we're going to be sharing with you some of these, and some of you may have got it right. That's right, in here. Okay, so let's take a look at the first cut of these results that we have so far. All right, we will coming to it. Okay, so the first cut of this, the sector many of you are saying is that from the result that we have gotten in here, are almost 88% of you are strong on the technology stocks. Okay, so it's 88%. Yeah, interesting, right? It's real-time feedback. Many of you came in and start keying on those. So let me just make this up bigger for you in here. And that's what we wanted to do in a lot of our live event. Something that many of you would enjoy and also learn at the same time. You could see 88% of the participants in here voted technology, 44% is food, and because you can have more than one, and then you have industrial products, then we have the energy, right? We have property. Look at that, healthcare, no rally at all. I think many of you are really, really well informed. So thank you again. Thank you. This is pretty good. So we're going to be looking at this sector later on as we go on into the market. Thank you again. And that's a very, very good, very fast way of looking at it. Of course, let's go into the overall market. As I usually talk about, we normally go to VSA.com for VSA, but now we'll be moving into the platform that we have, which is the which is the Trade VSA 360 in here. So I'm just going to bring it up. Sorry for that. Just lost our. Now this is the first time when you log in. So let me just log out and log in again. Right, so to show you, so you just go over to tradevsa.com, and once you get and log in here, you'll see a very wonderful, easy for the eye, for the dashboard. That's right. So right now you can see the Dow Jones is only going to be open at 10:30. So Hang Seng closed pretty well, 183. Hang Seng is down 12 points. The KLCI is down minus 1.3 points here. So we also have some mental boost lesson for Monopoly and money that gives the ability for you. And these are more like it changes by itself. So give you the so-called educational tips that you have in here. But right in front of you here, you could definitely see our market continue to go lower and lower. That's right. So it's important to have that perspective in here. The market closer. Okay, let's look at the shares that we have in here. One of the ways you can do that, you can double click here and right mouse click and you can open up and you can see some of those sectors, which is correct. Technology, many of you voted technology being the one, but very few of you, only 2% voted about REITs, right? And then consumer, that's right, food product, that is the third one. So if I have to put my my money here, so just what is one going to do? Number one is technology, so write that down. One is technology, consumer products. Okay, then the other was the industrial products. Okay, so industrial product currently is at the rate here. Okay, industrial product rate. So it hasn't turned back yet, but we do know that property, which was hot last week, did turn down in here. So afterward, we're going to be looking at those different sectors that we have in here. So that's one. So let's take a look at the Pentagon Guided watch list. Okay, now the Pentagon Guided watch list, it's a very powerful sector which we can zoom in, just like looking what is going to be rallying into the market in here. So you can see from in here, we just take this down and you can see right at the level here, only technology remain to be positive, and you can sort this up. Okay, technology is remain to be at 3.8%. The energy is the other one. Consumer is the other one. So on a very quick take, you can definitely see this is what really driving into our market. Okay, of course, when you go back to the foreign funds flows, which I'm going to come back to here, so we can open this. Right mouse click, open the new file here, so you can see very nicely here. Not this, sorry, this one here. Open one more. I think we opened that one already, so we can just close one of these, so you can see. But what I want to just bring your attention is the foreign funds. Okay, so you notice the foreign funds so far, they are in the negative territory. Okay, you can see. Right, the foreign funds flows, what we have seen here is that we are seeing minus 48% just on top of me here. So that also telling you foreign funds is slowing down as we get more and more foreign funds outflow. That tells you this is the KLCI. You can see the KLCI will continue to fall lower and lower. That is how powerful the system can show foreign funds flow movement in here. Excuse me. So we're going to close that one. And what we're going to do now is, many of you agreed that technology is one of the forerunner in here. So definitely you can see technology on a 6-month chart, even beginning 4th of July here, was always very bullish, but it did not hit the ATR stop loss. All right, this is the Trade VSA system in here to allow you to run your system. So if from there onwards, 4th of July, even as way back in May, you can benefited a lot more. In between, there's a lot of nice pullback. If you have missed that run, you could have got in on the 5th of September. Now just imagine having a tool like this that can help you to do your market timing, right? That's really one of the great powers of Trade VSA in here. Now many of you unfortunately do not aware of this market timing tools, and they don't use it a lot. So always try to look at this sector in here. As long as it stays above, that's a very good one. So you're right, many of you are right, using technology stocks is the right sector to be in here. And you can see green Pentagon, and take note that it's been running for 36 days. Okay, 36 days. Let's zoom in. Some of them are 8 days. This is just turned red Pentagon, and this is KL Energy, right? You can see, let's take a look at the next one. KL Energy has turned red Pentagon, so it's been red Pentagon for 8 days. Okay, so the energy sector could be the next sector, but again, very important, we want to tie back to the US market. So let's look at the US market in here. We can always switch back to here, right? And then we look at WTI. Okay, WTI. So for our members, you can use the WTI stocks right in here. Switching back to a daily chart, just do what I'm doing in here because you have the same access as what we have. So right now the market pullback, it does look like it's still staying above the ATR stop loss, very similar to what we've seen just now for the energy sectors, right? The energy sectors, yep, this one in here. So it will hold this area here, and if energy were to break up, we will see a lot of the energy stocks will rally in the month of November. So take note, energy sectors, you cannot ignore it, but as many of you would have keyed in, energy is only 4% thing likely to be rally. So that's something we know technology is confirming to be rally, so energy sectors, but at this junction in here, you can see energy still has some room to move higher because of the economy reopening. Okay, and later I'll talk about palm oil plantation in here. Any plantations sector, plantation was only 2% or about 11%, so not many people were bullish on the plantation stocks, right, from the survey that we have earlier on. Okay, so just take note of that one. So now we've seen the energy stocks. Okay, let's go on to the next that many of you are very, very bullish are the consumer. Okay, so you can see consumer again. We have no supply. It broke through in here, and you can look back year to date. It's been range bound, triple top here at 620, holding up a support. So it does look like it's going to zigzag and so forth, right? So you can see here a really zigzag. The market works like that. Sometimes it zig and it zag. It's not ready yet, and we all know the KLCI is getting bullish, is getting bearish, isn't it? So that's why we have this market here. So let me just show you where is likelihood this market is going to be range bound. All right, and let me just bring this up. So you can see from here, right, you have the first peak, second peak, and then you have third peak. So okay, this is why it's important. You could see in the market range bound. If there is a trend, just wait for the green pentagon. That's right. So remember, many of you already said that, hey, I want to buy consumer product. Which one do I want to buy? We're going to get down to the next year. So we wait for the green pentagon, okay? So you wait for the green pentagon here, right? So all you got to do is just check it up every day in here. And that's how you want to look at it. So this is the green pentagon. Okay, once the green pentagon is there, then this market is likely to move higher. Now next we're going to go down to the shares, but let's take a look at what we have right now for our so-called green for the other sectors too. So let's erase this. So any questions so far? All right, from the members and from the public, any questions so far? All right, now if you don't have these tools in here, never mind, no problem, you can still follow us. But if you do have it, it is great, and take advantage of the 11/11 November sales. We only do it once a year. This 11/11 sales, buy one and get one free. So if you could find with a friend in here, you half of your cost, but think of the benefit, right? It's only 2,688. And if you half it, it's only 50%. And one or two of those trades we are sharing with you, you can bring back multiple times, all right? And this is your first ticket to creating wealth for 2022. All right, so take note of this one in here. Buy one and get one free. So this is the consumer sectors here. And earlier on, next, some of the members also talk about the industrial products. Okay, industrial products. So we go right at the bottom in here. Industrial product is -4. All right, and you can look at industrial product in here, which did going back to 1 year. You can see hit actually new high right back at the support in here, right? As soon as the market talks about the up to the budget 2022, you could see the market actually fell off from the in here, and we have that seem to be breaking down the ATR stop loss. So nothing yet. We have to be very, very patient, right? So I always tell people, when you trade, you must have a strategy. You must follow the TICO. The TICO in here is industrial product. Many of you actually look at sectors, but when you look at the stocks, you don't turn back to the sectors. But I do know why, because you are not using the right tools. Okay, you can go over to TradingView. TradingView also have those sectors in here, but they are not shaded and not colored with Pentagon Guider, where you can see the green and the yellow trends. So by having that will give you a much better entry and to avoid all the losses that you could possibly make. I don't say here Pentagon Guider is right all the time, but it does put you in the right timing way and so forth. All right, that's how we always been saying this market can really help you in here. All right, so this is where we have the industrial product. So the next on the list that many of you key in is consumer. Let's take a look at consumer. All right, now you can see here consumer, it's picking up, which we talked about just now. So consumer, let's take a look. Next one is plantation. Okay, now if you look at plantation in here, look, going back to a wider chart, you can see, right, plantation has disappointed a lot of people, right, including myself too, despite what we've seen on the CPO prices, which I'll show you here, right. You can see here, you can see my chart here right now. This is again in trading view. You can set this up very easily. Once you have it in here, you can put all three lines and compare them. Okay, all you gotta do is switch to just a chart, and you can right mouse click and you just compare symbols. Just type in any stocks that you want to. In this case, I combine FBM, KLCI, plantation stocks, and you can see. And why this is very important, you can see CPO prices has gone up from April onwards. You can scroll back all the way to, let's say, January. Going back to January here, you can see CPO prices has gone up by 30%. Okay, 30% CPO prices. But if you look at plantation, all right, it has gone up by 10%. That's right. Now you look at KLCI is down minus 6.8%. That's no surprises if you've been following me on this. Now, can someone tell me why plantation stocks didn't do so well compared to CPO? Anybody? All right. Type in your answers over there. All right. Why did the CPO prices didn't do as much as well as that? Okay. Now, of course, it's the issue of foreign funds. That's right, foreign funds are not coming in. And with the CPO prices, there's a few. One is definitely the weather and also lack of workers. But right now, the production harvest has dropped a fair bit. So the demand are still there or increasing, but the productions are not. So not able to supply that. And that's why we see CPO prices aligned with also crude oil prices with the opening of the economy in here. And that's why the market seems to go. So this is definitely an opportunity, right? But I may not see that rally coming. Of course, if you want to see this plantation turning up, one of the things that we can do is switch back to our Pentagon here. That's right. Wait for that green Pentagon in here. So every day you just come in and you look for green Pentagon. That's right, right? Now in the December, all right, in the coming December, we are looking to release a new alert system. All right, a new alert system will be ready for everyone to use, and when there's a red pentagon or green pentagon, that alert will be on the software itself. So great changes are coming, making it easier to use it, making it money for you. You need good tools, just like you need a calculator to calculate. You need good analytic tools to help you to spot, to enter, to exit safely in here. Don't be penny wise and pound foolish. All right, always use the right tools to do the right job in here. So we have looked at now the other one that a lot of people is talking about on my list here. Next to it is we talk about energy. Let's talk about construction. Okay, next one is finance. Okay, finance. Let's take a look at finance here. All right. Now we can see from the finance there was a huge drop. This was the Cukai Makmur, really, right? Remember Cukai Makmur, where the one time off from our finance minister Tengku Zafro said about, you know, likelihood the stocks is going to be falling, and that's why we have this market falling in here. But some of those sectors going forward, right? Remember, many of the banks are the largest market cap in the KLCI, so they are earning in billions, and they are likely to pay more for the Cukai Makmur. So analysts have stated, and I thought I'd bring this up also in the breakfast show, which is very likely that the banks won't recover until 2023. So this is definitely one sector you need to be neutral of. If you have to take the pick, what are those earlier one I talked about, and hopefully you put down into your notes. All right, so after we cover those, we're going to go on to the next area, which is the screener, and we'll be looking at the what we call the sector percentage gain. Okay, now if you look at this sector percentage gain, again we can open up, right mouse click, open to a new one here. Just want to show you is to look for the main leader, the main market leader in here. Okay, look for the main market leader. All right, so this is just wait for it to come out first. Yeah, this thing, the industrial screener here. Okay, it takes a bit. Okay, meanwhile, so this is a main market leader, and what we did was we have a sub-industry. Yeah, it's here. Okay, the main market leader, we have a sub-industry. So if you're looking for gas oil producer, we can sort this out. And what we want to do is to look for the ST that has not broken up yet. There's about 33 of this. So you can always sort this, right? And we want to go to page 3. Okay, now page 2, where the market hasn't broke yet, like you can see Hwa-Seong, which is an energy, and you can see Sumatec, or we go to T7 Global. Okay, so from T7 Global, we can go back up to page 1, which is Petronas or Handao. Okay, so Handao could be a trade that we want to do, let's say. So we just click on to Handao. This will take us to our chart here. Then you can see, hey, this is the chart, right? We don't even need to go on. And you can see 6 months, it's really range bound in here. And now we want to combine. Remember, we talked about earlier, one of our agenda is to screen for the strong sectors. And next, what we do? We look for the fundamental, and also we look for the technical setup. So having said that, this one is not too bad, have a floating shares, but it's a penny shares. I don't like that. So I'm just going to look up to Charimin, okay, which is the energy infrastructure and equipment in here, 69 cents. So I'll click on Charimin. So you can see how simple and how easy. There you go. You can see, right? Now you have a spring in here. So Charimin is potentially one of those stocks I want to be looking at. Let's look at Charimin. You can see Charimin in here. This is a gold. You can see here, right? This one here has approved PE rated 2. So when you mouse over here, okay, SMARTRobie rating take into consideration of combination of FA, PE, ROE, dividend yield, free cash flows, and debt equal to compute. Anything above 3 is higher is good. So this is only have a rating of 2. It's not safety. Safety is looking at the margin of safety, right? So we are combining also FA. So it's not one of the best in here. Margin safety is not. So it's overpriced, but the Pentagon Flow 57 is very good. Now, if you look at the Pentagon Flow, those of you who don't know what's Pentagon Flow, so just mouse over here. Now, Pentagon Flow measures the strength and weaknesses of the market stages. It can be positive for uptrend and negative for downtrend. So right now, we have a positive uptrend in here, but it is a very, very nice pullback, a very, very nice pullback. So keep note of this one in here. So that is one way. So let's say now we decided to go to technology. Okay, so those of you who have this, you can just switch over to technology here, right? Where is technology? Hit that one and click submit. Now again, we want to look for good FA and good what? Good setup too, right? Good FA and good setup. So to those of you who already signed up for this package, you can immediately use and lock in to look at this. So we have technology. We will submit. Haven't submitted yet. So just wait for it to submit in here. Now we are looking on at the 10th of November, which is the trading day for today, because the market closes in here. And of course, technology, what sector would you be looking at? Okay, what technology would you be looking at? Okay, so we have the technology. Again, we don't want to be too high, so we sort this again. These are all the negative one, right? Technology in here. So we want to go to page 2. Okay, we want to go to page 2. Oh, this not happened yet. Let me just it's still sounding up. Okay, yeah, we have the technology in here now. Is technology sorted already? And we can do this. So you want to go to maybe page 3 and page 4. You can see this is where you have the small LT and small ST. All right, small LT and small ST in here. Definitely you can see UWC. And what are the subsector you want? Can someone tell me what subsector do you all want? Okay, we can always sort this out, or you can sort by here. Okay, subsectors. So we are looking for semiconductors, right? So semiconductors, we sort it out here. The T, so we go to second page, third page, yeah, software, and fifth page. Okay, next. Yep, semiconductor. So once in the semiconductors, you can see, right? DNO, VIS, MPI, VTROX. Okay, we can go to page 7. All right, so page 7, we can look for those haven't broke out yet. Guess what? KESM. Okay, let's look at KESM. And I do know KESM just turned green pentagon, right? You can see here we found one. Just turned green pentagon in here. And today the market is down slightly. But guess what? Okay, unfortunately, Kenangan has a whole buy call on this. So we can also check on the fundamental of the company if you want to trade on the KESM. Okay. So Kenangan has a whole buy call at 1140. So that one already exceeded by 10%. Okay. So you can see on a trade setup, it has a trade, but from a fundamental standpoint, it has a whole buy call. Of course, we can also check on other things. We can go on to the financial here, and on this financial, we can check the Bursa annual report. If you want to, you go over the Bursa website. There's some announcement in here if you want to go a bit deeper, but I just want to draw your attention to the KSM 4-year trend. So when you click on that one, that will take you to trading view. All right, trading view in here, and you can see the quarterly. All right, the quarterly income statement is actually getting lower. You can see, right, profit margin in here, 146, 9%, 1%, and has gone negative, right? That's something not very good, right? So you can definitely see in here, and also you can look at the actual earning was actually in a negative territory. So looking at Q1 22, we do not know yet. So on technical lies, it's a good trade, but on the fundamental, it's not so good. So you can cross that one out too. So this is where we want to do a bit more diligent kind of investing, not just buta listen to it. I know many of you are very lazy. I am also very lazy, but I always when I invest in my client money, I want to take extra prudence. Extra prudence. I think it's important, just like many of you may think, you need to spend more time selecting a stock than you select a durian. All right, so that's one way to look at it. So you can see KSM. So we can look at Unisem, MFlex. These are all your semiconductors classification in here. All right, let's look at MFlex. Now, why we are doing that, we are looking at those which is about 58% Pentagon in here. Now, this one, it doesn't look like it is. This one is a lip bot. Okay, so lip bot we don't want. No volume one. Okay, so we close this. Then you go on to page 6. So you can pay UWC, everybody's favorite, right? Then we have Inari, also everybody's favorite. So we can click on Inari here. You can see it is 71%. So you notice, right? If we start with a low percentage of the LT and the ST, you will see the Pentagon flow hasn't reached up yet. You can see here, this one more favorable buy, a call from Macquarie on the 28th of October, right? You can see 28th of October is a buy call and of 4 ringgit 35 cents, 11.3. But also you will take note, Inari, if I'm not mistaken, is going into China, and recently there was a talk about Inari really going to be in the Bursa 30. So because of the Bursa 30, then you'll see the strong presence. And also not to forget, you can see from here onwards, right, Inari in here, very strong finishing in here. So far it's up 38%, but so if you look at yearly average 24, so it's almost there lah. Very unlikely it's going to drop, but take note of it. If you look back in the month of December, all right, with the exception 2018 and 2017, you can just go back to here, right? Many of those months still have a bit more. So if you look from here, if you have a 4% or 5% move, right, then the profit target of 435 is possible. It's possible to hit within that reach. Maybe not 430, maybe around $4. But if you look from the chart wise, it hasn't turned green Pentagon yet. So take note, it hasn't turned green Pentagon yet. It's just slowly, look at the volume is also tapering off in here, right? And this is what we want to do. So some of the things I talk about in here is like this. Has the Inari turned green Pentagon or red Pentagon? What is the best time? Is the market stages? Can I use good setup in here, right? Is the fundamental good? So if you look from this here, it's definitely a company with a growing revenue and earnings per share. All right, so those are the two stocks that we actually look at. Vitrox has gone up a fair bit already. Then we can look at UWC. Okay, so let's look at UWC again. You can click on UWC here. It's even higher, 80%. Okay, you can see why, because it's in green Pentagon. Very nice. Hasn't made the big movement in yet. And these are some of the stocks you really want to be, parking in there. Of course, you can see here the analyst buy call of HLG, right? It's dated 9th of July, giving you upside of almost 16% at 7 ringgit. Okay, 7 ringgit in here. So this is, and look at some of the positive cash flow is positive, very low gearing, very high trading. All right, low price to tangible, of course. And you can see profit target in the TP2, which is 12%, is 677. Okay, 677. So, and there's a stop loss at 572, which is a minus 5.3 points inside here. And also take note, it also has a ATR stop loss. Okay, it has ATR, and for today, for example, there was a stock revenue. Okay, a revenue, I believe, yeah, it hit below the ATR stop loss. Okay, so if you are trading revenue on a shorter term, you need to exit. All right, you need to exit because revenue actually take a cue from PayPal, and we all know what happened to PayPal, right? They missed an earning yesterday and kaboom, fall by 10%. So similarly, it's going to happen to revenue. Always have a plan. All right, always have a plan. The question is whether you want to follow or not. You can see here it's already trading below ATR stop loss. Okay, trading below ATR, you need to cut. You have to cut when you want to come back and come back in again. All right, if you look at the financial, the 4-year financial, you can click on trading view again. Very similar. You can see the quarterly in here again, very similar to KASM. 19% margin become 12%, then become 7%. Okay, so the margin is coming down at one point in time. If that support, which already broken, as I said before, the warnings is all there for revenue group. Okay, the question is whether you want to follow or don't want to follow that. All right, so very, very powerful. All the things is in here, both from the technical side or fundamentals and technicals is already there. And you can see here it's still a very positive cash flow company, but analysts dated on the 20th of September giving it an upside of 2 ringgit 20 cent 35. So many of this may be very conflicted, you know, who should I listen to? All right, so that's why it's important for you, many of you, to know the facts. What are the facts presented? What would you do when you have this kind of information here? If you're going to be longer term, you want to follow the analyst in here, put the stops at the 228, but if you do take note, you can see the PE of 74%, 74 times are very, very high with the ROE of only 7% in here. Those indicators, you must at least be sure of them in here. And of course, if you want to find more about revenue, what they did the year before, you can click over here. That will take you to the Bursa Malaysia website, and you can download the annual report here and read all about it. So for those of you who want to take a longer view, that is also available in here. So let's go on to, just now we talk about consumer. All right, we can go down to consumer. We click on the submit this again. Right, again we do the very similar process. We want to look for a stock that has not broke up yet, because if we assume this stock still have a bit more room to go for the month of November and December in here, right? So this stock, you want to pick that. Those are just picking it right, and Inari is definitely one of the good candidates in there. All right, consumer. So okay, we are still waiting for it to load. Okay, because it's, yep, you can see now it's already here. We can see our household good, travel. Okay, we want to look for travel. Let's say we want to look for travel, so we sort it the other way. Many travel, right? So after travel already, here you can see look for no other than Genting. See, very fast we can select Genting, right? So this is where we zoom into the sub industry, and we can look at Genting, $3.16. So hit this one, and it takes us again to the stocks where we can analyze it here again. So Genting right now it's at 71, just had a line change. Okay, just turned green, Pentagon too. All right, just turned green, Pentagon on the 9th, which is today, and today is down 1.25% in here. But remember, it's a loss making here, and analysts 1st of November asking you to do a hold at 325. Okay, 325, profitable business, small dividend payout, very high trading in here. And let's take a look at the financials. Okay, click here on the 4-year trend. And you can see look at that one. All right, you can see still loss making, still loss making. Take note, it's recovering. All right, you can see margin 13% gone to minus 50% margin, right? And let's switch to a quarterly chart. It's coming back. You can see minus 42, minus 77, minus 42. Maybe akan balik coming back. Okay, so this is a recovery play. Now, of course, when you buy this share on the momentum, if it breaks below this ATR stop loss, okay, that's where you want to be out. All right, that's where you want to be out. You know that it's coming on a premise that this thing is recurring. Okay, so that's one example of let's look at AirAsia. Okay, AirAsia is also in the travel leisure in here. You can see it's gone up a fair bit. Click on AirAsia. Right, so AirAsia his that's right, he hasn't turned green pentagon yet. Maybe one turn for green again. No need to look. This one is all very bearish on. Okay, you can see this is turning up in here. So if you are bullish on AirAsia, wait for the green pentagon, but don't buy yet, right? It could go a bit lower. Definitely previously it broke through the ATL stop loss already here. So if you go down to the 6-month chart, you could have got in somewhere around 80 cents and got out around just above $1 here. Okay, broke through the ATL stop loss and then close shop and just move on to the next stock. Will there be another run? Maybe. It's hard to say, as I said before here. All right, if you want, just wait for the green pentagon, but definitely analysts are not that bullish. Now remember, a lot of analysts can also get it wrong. So right now the pentagon flow is minus 60%. So that sort of sums up what we have talked about earlier on. Okay, the three sectors. Consumer, we took an example of an AirAsia and Genting, and then for the technology stock where many of you are bullish, we actually look at Inari and UWC. So you can really see very quickly whether they are the right stock or not. Of course, Iconic will be over here. These are just using the sector to find the most favorable. All right, most favorable. Reason why is because if the sector is continued to be strong and holding up, just like what we saw earlier on the on the sectors. Okay, when I was looking at the sectors here just now, okay, I'll just switch some of these off. Charimin, you can see I can open up. Yeah, you can see here earlier, just go to sort by Pentagon and you can see the strong sector technology continue to go up. So this is the big taiko. Okay, so when the big taiko can hold and push up the entire sector, which is really what we talk about just now, semiconductor. Okay, semiconductor is a strong word here. This was the energy. We were looking at semiconductors, and on the industrial, on the consumer product, we are looking for travel, leisure, and hospitality. Of course, there are others like the Magnum and also Iconic, but they are all under the water. So when they're all under the water, usually it is the red pentagon in here. Okay, now if you have any question, the members do pencil those in, any queries or whatever, every comment. And for the public, you can get hold of this right now at a special price on the 11 November sales. Okay, 11 November sales. Some of them, you've been following me for some time. It's about time. The 360 will only get better. In November, we will have the alert center. Of course, some of the things I talk about in here will be packed under the feature timeline. You can see feature timeline. What are the things that we are rolling out now? In November, we roll out the 360. We have the all reports for the audited report. We have the 4-year trend. We have the cluster of closes. We have the news filter. We have the analyst target price, just the one you saw that, like Kenangan, Inari, MIC. We have the margin of safety. We have the financial metrics for comparison when you want to do the FA comparison. Right? We have the sector index monitor. We have the trader daily monitor. That's the one where you see the KLCI with the foreign fund clubbing, and also the intraday alert, which I will talk about it on Friday breakfast show, a new format, trade with VSA. So make sure you join me then. All right, so we have a lot to cover. So what's coming out in December? Stay tuned and lock in and take a look at the timeline that we're having, and of course what we plan for 2022. A lot more goodies to come. Okay, and I've heard you, many of you wanted US market. That will be the next focus. After we get the 360 dashboard right for KLSE, we're going to roll out for the US market. Definitely something that we want to do for the US market in here, because myself, we also invest in the US market too. Okay, so this is the sector that we are getting in here, and we're going to be going into next on our slide. All right, so I hope you all like what you've seen so far in here. As I said before, the market update, we have seen the more inflows from the overseas, which is a foreign fund. We go to the foreign funds, we can see the KLCI like to move. We've seen what are sectors that are red. Almost all of them are red. The only green one is technology and energy. Okay, technology, energy. So you need to know which sector is red, which sector is green Pentagon, then you make sure you align yourself well with this in here. Okay, and of course, just now we talked about the strong likelihood, strong sector trend is for November and December 2021, and we've seen using the Pentagon guider like K is SM in here. Fundamental may not be strong, but if you're trading for short term, don't worry about it. If there's a momentum, ride with it. Okay, the sector screener will also tell you the percentage that we are looking for just now by just clicking on any of the buttons. It take you to the code where you can do very powerful, very quick analysis in here. So that was the update. Okay, okay, this one I think we cover it. We won't be talking about it, right? I think we talked about plantation just now, that the lagger in here. And what I want to focus on now is the energy. We talk about AirAsia, we talk about Genting in here. And again, if you have this, you can check out Malaysia Airport Berhad. What is the stock is talking about. Now, also just want to update here, real time, real money update. We use the fixed rules to trade the Pentagon guided that we have. We are still up 12.8% in here, and you can see from January to November we are still beating the CI by almost you can say 18%. 18% is -6, we are 12% in here. Now if you look back at last month, we have Haptic, we were 5%, we have to cut loss. We at one point we are up 1,000 about 13%. But yet we end up with a small loss, a 300 loss. Now that's is part and parcel of the market. Sometimes we are in the money, we have to give. All right. You can see here, TN Logistics was in the negative, but we stay on. We follow the rule. So this month, you can see this was today closing. You can see Pestec is already 21% return from previously, which is minus 130 ringgit loss. Alright, TN Logistics, it becomes a 260. You can see Pestec from 1,120, it becomes a 1,600, a 21%. We are still about 8 or 9% away from our profit target of Pestec. Inari continue to hold on, and that's one of the reasons why when it turned green Pentagon, we are there. And many of you are well aware and members of our fixed rule Pentagon guider flow in here. And I do hope this is one way you can make money by following fixed rules. Now, how many of you, what do you think of the fixed rule trading, real money, real return? Give me a comment over there. I would like to hear your comment too. Now, of course, these are the transaction record, which we talk about it in our section in here. But what's more important, you could see we don't really carry too many positions at any one time. Only 4 trades is because during April to May was the most bullish month. That's why we have 4 trades, whereas in July, August we only have 1 trade running. It's the same thing. Trading is all about riding on the trend. When there's no trend, stay out most of it, just have 1 trade lah. When there's a trend, we have 4 trades. That's what we figure out. No emotion, right? Nothing is needed, and that's how we are able to make close about 13% return compared to the KLCI minus 6%. Now, how has your return been so far? Type it out in the comment, and I'd like to help you on that part too. Okay, so right now we're going to talk about the cryptocurrency. All right, let's talk about cryptocurrency. Okay, for the remaining section of it. Now, cryptocurrency, it's a very new field for Trade VSA as myself, but we cannot help it. It's because our Pentagon guider can do a lot of the entry and exit. We'll take the guesswork out. If you are comfortable with Pentagon guider using SMARTRobie on the phone, what can it do on the Bitcoin using volume spread analysis? Again, now why we brought this up in here, because Cathie Wood is considered one of technology believes that it can go to 500,000 in 5 years. So along the way, right now it's only 60,000. I think first go for 75,000 first. So if it's going to go to 500,000, right, shouldn't you start learning about it? But for most people, they will say yes lah, we wait until 500,000, then they think about it. It's the same thing I always talk about. When you want to go to the toilet, then you start building only want to go to the toilet, then you start digging a hole. You don't want to do that, all right? So this is one way to look at it. Now, it's also important, you notice, also Tim Cook said that he owned cryptocurrency and he has been interested for a while. This came in yesterday. So that tells you a lot of the technology people are already in, but they don't like to talk about it. But having said that, let me just get a sip of water here. So Tim Cook did mention whether Apple will start using Bitcoin, unlike Elon Musk for the Tesla, PayPal already accepting, PayPal and Square already accepting a lot of these cryptocurrency in here. So it's just a matter of time, giving a few more years, the cryptocurrency will be available now. So that's why we felt that Bitcoin has no direction except only can go up. Along the market, there will be pullback, and I said it a time and time and again. Those of you who follow me for a year ago, I've been saying about Bitcoin. I've been saying about those sectors in here. If you follow it, you would have made money. The question is, are you still able to live from where you are right now? You know, if you are still holding those what we call deadlock, deadwood, clean it up, move out. All right, clean it up and move out. That's the only way to move on. Okay, now. Okay, now let's look at the trade breakdown that I talk about on our members training. Now, one of the reasons why we do this also, we want to share with the public. We hope that many public will tend to follow our Trade VSA community. Now, remember, on Monday 3 p.m. during our members training, we got into Ethereum USD on 19,100. Okay, and why do I use Luno? All right, why don't I use the TradingView platform, Gemini, and there are other crypto brokers? So we use the 4-hour cryptocurrency Pentagon guider for our market timing in here. So I'm just going to bring up the TradingView in here, the cryptocurrency. Okay, this is the one. So you can see from here, let me see which one is the one I'm using. So I got a few of this screen. So again, from here onwards, you just we'll be giving out the Pentagon guided cryptocurrency. Here is the Litecoin. And now why I know about this is because I never look at Lite, I only look at Bitcoin. Okay, how I know about this? Because when you open up with Gemini, okay, you can sign in through Gemini here, right? I think I got into Gemini earlier on. Let me just log in again. Okay, they'll give you another 4 password for okay, so I got into here, and what caught me by surprise is I saw Litecoin, LTC Litecoin gone up by 11%, whereas Bitcoin hasn't. So some of these again, if you look at it, just think of it as one sector, like technology sector. In here you got market leaders, right? For me, I recommend my members to trade the market leaders. The market leaders is only Bitcoin and Ethereum. There are Dogecoin in here, which is much cheaper in here, but I always go for market leader because there is what we call an application used for Ether and Bitcoin. But if you like Litecoin, right, like it say here, gone up by 11%. And again, you can use the Pentagon Guider, same thing, right? What we saw for Apple, and you can see this is on a 4-hour chart, right? So if you follow a 4-hour chart, you're gone in this trade itself, right? You can see here, and look at that, 43% return. That's how is it. So you can, usually we tell people 30% take some profit. Okay, and this is how you do it. Just follow the green Pentagon in here. Now what we can do, we can switch to the other sectors, and here is the Litecoin, and then you can use the Ethereum to Malaysia Ringgit. Same, all of them the same one. Just use the Pentagon Guider. You can see the timing is just excellent, beautiful entry in here. So now I just want to show you now is the Bitcoin USD. Now the Bitcoin USD I usually use BTC, okay, USD, and it's Coinbase. We use Coinbase, and why I went in the entry on Monday was this, okay, because finally the green Pentagon came out. The last time green Pentagon came in was here. You could see it went up as high as 39%. So normally 30% also good lah. So if you go in at 66,000 here, okay, push it back. If you don't want to be greedy, just pull it up to that 75,000 here. 75,000 is a 10% gain already. It can reach that. Now why the market don't go up in the strength? It go up, it pull back, it go up, it pull back. So if you don't like the daily chart, what you want to do is switch to a 4-hour chart. You can see again, once you get the 4-hour, switch it back again, and you can see right now tonight the market boom goes up, and this is the time that it will closes in here. So now let me just break it down, the trade that I did in Ethereum. So one of the brokers that I used was Luno. You can see I enter at 19,120. Okay, so what I did was I bought, and this is in the Luno platform, you could see very similar to the trading wheel. Unfortunately, Luno pricing is different from what we see on the Coinbase. Take note of it. And generally, it is much more not active, which means if the Luno Bitcoin is doing 235,000, Luno is only 229,000, which means actually what they do is that they mark themselves down a bit more expensive, which means you don't pay a higher price, you pay even a lower price to get what you want for the Bitcoin. This is how they make money, and also the commissions are higher. I'm not going to talk about the commission, but there are different advantages and disadvantages judging from it. But these are the things that I will cover on the November 15 and 16. So make sure you come to for the November and 16. I'll cover more about Luno, how you can have this possibility of making money through the different wealth target in here. So right now you can see this is a 60-minute. If you don't have a chart from here, how do you know the entry, right? You can see from here. So if you just turn it on to the cryptocurrency for Ethereum, ETHUSD, right? Or ETHMYR, okay? And you switch over to hourly chart, right? You can see so much easier, right? You can see here you go in, here you want to take a bit of a profit, but it stays above in here. So as long as you're above the ATR stop loss, you stay with it. So you got in, you got out here, you could come back in again, right? At 19,650. And that was precisely on Monday I did that trade. The market actually turned, but I key in because I using the, I have to use the Luno chart, okay? Because no choice. Well, I know the timing is there. So if you go back to this trade here, okay, let me just turn this off again, right? And that was on the 10th of November. Okay, 10th of November, you can see 7, 10, 9, 10. Yeah, 10th of November in here. I got in at 19120. Yeah, 19120 somewhere. Monday, yeah, Monday was the 7th, that's right, Monday on this. This is we will switch back to UTC plus 8, which is the Malaysian time, right? The trade was done in the lunchtime. When I did it, what time was 3 o'clock. I think by 4 o'clock, you actually got done already. So you got in the 7, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 1912, yeah, somewhere around here, okay? And this is the hourly chart. This was where I got in. You can see, right, 1912 on the 7. Today is the 10th, 9, 8. So on the 8th, that's right, Monday is the 8th, around UTC. This is in the morning, somewhere around here. All right, 5 something here, 19120. Well, yeah, it hit the right at the below here. I just got in here. Okay, I buy on a pullback. This is how I got in. Now, if you switch over back to here, the Ethereum, you can see switching back to 1 hour chart on the 8th. Okay, 8th of November, which is the afternoon session. I got in about 5 p.m. 5 is 1700 hours. So it's around, yeah, after the market broke through in the morning, 9 o'clock here, actually the market came down and I bought around here. You could see why when at that time when I did the workshop, we already turned green Pentagon. So I was waiting for a pullback. So I'm always long on Ethereum, USD in here, and right now is another opportunity. Now, of course, those of you who just got in here, you could use Gemini. Gemini is another online trading account which connect to the broker in here. I will have more information about Gemini. Currently in here, you can log into Gemini. You can trade more currencies inside here. There's some Uniswap, Litecoin, chain, Bitcoin Cash. But if you go to Bitcoin, there is less you can do. Bitcoin only, if you look back to the markets, okay, what they have is only Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and they got they got Litecoins. Okay, Litecoin. So Litecoin also good. All right, Litecoin is up 9% here, and you got, and the other is XRP. So the more regular one is XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. But choose those few. Just go in, log in to download a Luno. You can open up for free, and Luno is approved by Securities Commission, which means got the taiko jaga the money for you lah. Not like some fly by night in here. Even B Finance, which is very popular, also kena ban because some people did ask me, should I open up with B Finance? Now B Finance is also banned in Singapore and also Malaysia. So So use a bit of discretion. If you're going to have the money, eventually will make you some money, you can keep it longer. So make sure you have it in a proper approved SC space inside there. All right. So that's for the cryptocurrency in here. All right. And you can see right now the cryptocurrency. So those are the crypto. So you can see the right now. Let's go look at the cryptocurrency in here. You have a buy entry right now for Ethereum Malaysia, and it's going to look like it's going to go up. All right. So how do I know that? Using the Pentagon flow. So that's why the money they invested in the Pentagon flow works, whether you are stocks, whether you're cryptocurrency, whether you're futures, and that's how powerful. And this is something that you want to have it. So in short, Luno, we talk about Luno and we talk about Gemini. There are other brokers in mind. Keep in mind there's also eToro, IB. There are also some of the Robinhood also, they have this one in here. But I will tell more about the advantages and disadvantage during our 15 and 16 in here. So if we will give out the cryptocurrency Pentagon Guider on the 15th. Zach will assign to all of you in here. You can turn it on and you can start using this. But open up a Luno account. That's my advice for many of our Malaysian friends in here. It's slightly more expensive, but at least it is Securities Commission approved in here. Okay, so some of the risks concerning cryptocurrency are more in the registration in here. Take note, the US Congress right now is discussing about a possibility of a crypto regulation where they want to introduce capital gain tax, right? Which means there are some acceptance of into the US financial system in here. Right, and point number 3 is that because the US Congress will eventually pass the cryptocurrency and introduce capital gain, because they are looking for money to finance the infrastructure bill, which they will pass in. So definitely many of the US Congress, which is also into cryptocurrency, just like we saw Tim Cook came out and say, hey, I'm into cryptocurrency. Many of you who are not eventually will follow through. So generally the older generation who used to be in gold and so forth, they are the one who's going to be left out with. Now China is temporarily out of crypto, where we see a lot of the bans going on, but I do think that once they come out with their digital currency, there would be some sort of an impact to the cryptocurrency in here, because there will be a competing. At one point of time, the Chinese government may force some of its residents to convert the cryptocurrency into the digital cryptocurrency. We yet to be seen how is it, but we know our presidency wanted to become emperor forever. Take note of that one. So things are not looking that rosy. A lot of headwind for the China tech sectors and the cryptocurrency. Let me know what are your thoughts inside there. Okay. Then they are also the part of money printing and quantitative easing that we are seeing. So that's why we see likelihood that many of the new youngsters are moving their money in US dollar into cryptocurrency. So those are the 4 things that you keep in mind when people talk about cryptocurrency, how high you're going to go up. But I don't see there's really a resistance for it to go up, right? It's just that the point number 3, the acceptance of the crypto into the financial system, as we see more and more ETFs coming up in here. Right. So it's a summary, very important, something that everybody want to take note of. The foreign fund flows are important that you know this. Align your sectors with the US sectors. Always align whatever you see with the US sector. So how we know that? We switch over to the trading view. We always look at the ETF for the US market in here. Then we look at the industrial sector screener. All right, look for the first mover advantage. When we look at the individual stock, we look at the percentage. Remember, we've seen the little green pentagon that we see in here. They're able to go in, right? And then you're able to go in, and then just wait for the green pentagon, all right? And know where to exit. Have some sort of profit target. Take some balance here. And again, we will review the rules, the fixed rules that on the 15 and 16 in here. I'm in the midst of preparing on the 16. I do hope all our members, if you already paid and subscribed, you are welcome to attend the November 15 and 16 Wealth Building for 2022. It's something that I hope my knowledge and my experience impact on making people a $1 million account will come to you, even your accounts are smaller. If you think that will benefit, definitely take advantage of our Wealth Building Roadshop. The early bird has ended. right? Now we have 1388, or even better, sign up for the 11/11 November sales. That's the one that you have, and you have 3 months with us, okay? The VSA 360 you already seen before. I've shared with you before the watch list, and of course, for those of you who wanted to take to the next level for our 12-month mentorship by us and our private member session in here, and also our regular thing, do join our December intake where all the rules, how we trade in the market, we will be taken care of in our 3-day workshop starting on December 3, 4th and 6th. So there's a number below on the right hand side. Check it out in there and let us know, because the US market, again, now we are rolling out 360 for US market. Now the team has been formed. We will take a look at the 360 for the US market. Again, many of you who have signed in and key in your feedback, we continue to hear you. All right. And of course, our Trade VSA continue to benefit many reviewer in here. And again, right, we are here to be of service. Now, go over to the Google Play Store if you have not, and give us a review. And for some of you who have some question about the November 11/11 sales, as well as how the Pentagon cryptocurrency, how can I get hold of it? That's the number you want to contact, and many benefits to come. All right. Okay, so now we have come to the end of the session in here. I hope you all learned a lot in the last 1 hour in here. Really, thank you for coming in here, right? And really, we appreciate some of you in here. Okay, any question you have, do let me know. Just pencil them in here. Okay. Any questions? All right, if you have no more questions in here, thank you for coming on our live FB Insure. So I do hope that we continue our education and our learning to our Telegram chat room for all our members in here. And don't forget the 11/11 sales to find out more. That's the one that you want being. So I'll see you later on Friday. Thank you. Bye-bye.